Welcome back to Daily Visa News. In today's report, we are examining what many experts are calling the most significant shift in UK immigration policy in recent years. What makes this change different is that it is not being introduced through new laws debated openly in Parliament. Instead, it is being implemented quietly through internal Home Office policies, updated caseworker guidance, and behind-the-scenes operational decisions. The overall effect is a gradual but systematic reduction in legal immigration routes. By the end of 2025, entire categories of applications could effectively disappear, not because Parliament voted on it, but because internal processes were adjusted to make approval nearly impossible. This approach is sometimes referred to as a silent shutdown. It is important to understand what this means. It does not involve sweeping new legislation. Instead, it relies on subtle administrative changes, higher thresholds, stricter requirements, longer checks, and greater scrutiny. Individually, each of these changes might seem minor, but when combined, they reshape the immigration system in ways that many applicants may not even notice until it is too late. The first group experiencing this shift is international students. The UK has long been a popular destination for students from around the world. International students bring billions of pounds into the economy each year, support local communities, and often go on to fill important roles in the workforce. The government knows it cannot ban foreign students outright. Doing so would risk both financial damage to universities and diplomatic consequences. Instead, the Home Office has introduced what insiders describe as a two-tier system. Students at elite universities, particularly members of the Russell Group, are treated as low risk. Their visa applications usually move quickly through the system with fewer delays. However, students at other UK universities, more than 100 institutions that serve towns and cities across the country, are now flagged as higher risk. Applications from these universities are diverted into a separate review process. For these students, the rules are the same on paper, but in practice, the bar has been raised. They are asked for additional financial documents. They are called in for credibility interviews. They may face questions so detailed, for example, about specific course modules that even current students at the university would struggle to answer. The effect is that international students outside the top tier of universities are no longer starting from a neutral position. They are starting from a disadvantage. Even genuine applicants with strong qualifications are now far more likely to be refused. This system is justified by the government on the basis of risk. Universities are scored internally on factors such as international rankings, graduate outcomes, and dropout rates. Those that fall below an unpublished threshold are categorized as high risk. But for applicants, the result is clear. Their future depends less on their own merits and more on the perceived status of their chosen university. The second group being affected is skilled workers. The skilled worker visa route was originally designed to attract talent that the UK economy needs. For many years, it was seen as a reliable pathway into long-term settlement. But recent policy changes are narrowing that path. Traditional professions such as doctors in the NHS or accountants in large firms are still viewed as safe and reliable. But applicants working in newer industries or under modern employment structures are facing far more difficulty. For example, tech startups often pay part of a worker's compensation in stock options. This is standard practice in the industry and can be extremely valuable. However, caseworkers may not understand how to assess stock options. Instead, they focus only on the base salary, which may appear lower than in large corporations. As a result, applicants who are highly skilled and well compensated may be refused because their salary package is not recognised in the traditional way. Freelancers and contractors face similar problems. A consultant who earns six figures through multiple clients may find their visa application scrutinised as if they were unstable or disguised employees. In addition, the government has raised the minimum skill level for new skilled worker visas, removing over 100 occupations from eligibility. Many roles in hospitality, care and creative sectors, areas where the UK has clear labour shortages, are no longer open to new overseas applicants. The pattern is clear. Applicants working in modern, flexible, or entrepreneurial roles face much greater barriers. The system is increasingly tilted towards older, more traditional models of employment. The third area of change is family migration. For decades, there was an unspoken understanding. If migrants came to the UK legally, worked hard, paid taxes, and eventually became British citizens, they could build a stable life here, including, over time, the possibility of bringing family members to join them. That understanding is breaking down. The adult dependent relative route, which allows British citizens or settled residents to bring elderly parents who need care, already has requirements that are nearly impossible for most families to meet. Applicants must prove that no care is available in their home country and that they can financially support their relative without public funds. Very few applications succeed. Now, the Home Office is applying stricter scrutiny to other family-related applications, even when they are not direct dependent routes. For example, if a sibling or adult child applies for a skilled worker visa, the fact that they already have family in the UK can be treated as a negative factor. Caseworkers may assume that the job offer is a pretext to join relatives, even when the role is genuine. Financial support between family members is also being monitored. If you help a relative with expenses during a visit, this could be logged and later used to question the genuineness of future applications. The message is clear. While individuals may be allowed to build a life in the UK, extending that life to family members is becoming increasingly restricted. The fourth and final area is visa switching. For years, one of the most straightforward pathways into the UK workforce was for international students. After completing their degree, many would switch to a skilled worker visa. This provided a seamless transition from education to employment, benefiting both graduates and the UK economy. That pathway is now closing. New internal guidance encourages caseworkers to refuse in-country switching in many circumstances. Instead, applicants are told they must return to their home country and apply from abroad. This change has three main effects. First, it shifts control back to the Home Office. Applicants outside the UK have fewer rights of appeal and less access to support networks. Second, it increases cost. Applicants must pay for flights, sometimes end tenancies early, and put their lives on hold while waiting for a decision. Third, it adds complexity. The process of leaving and reapplying is longer, more uncertain, and more stressful. For many, it becomes a deterrent to applying at all. Taken individually, each of these changes might appear technical or minor. But together, they form a clear pattern. The UK immigration system is not only tightening for new arrivals, it is also becoming less reliable for those already in the country: students, skilled workers, and families who followed every rule. These are not illegal entrants. They are not people arriving without permission. They are individuals who entered through official, legal routes, often at significant personal cost. The silent shutdown makes each refusal look like an isolated case. But when viewed together, the broader strategy becomes visible: a steady reduction in legal migration without the need for new laws or open political debate. This is the landscape as we move toward the end of 2025. International students outside top universities face higher refusal rates. Skilled workers in modern industries find their applications doubted or dismissed. Families discover that the door is closing on reunification. And applicants who once expected to switch visas smoothly from inside the UK are being told to leave and reapply from abroad. For those directly affected, the impact is personal and immediate: disrupted plans, financial loss, and deep uncertainty about the future. For the UK as a whole, the longer-term implications are significant. These policies could reduce the country's ability to attract talent, weaken sectors that rely on international workers, and alter the social fabric built over decades of migration. This concludes today's report from Daily Visa News. If you or someone you know may be affected by these changes, it is important to stay informed. Please share this update with your community. We will continue to monitor developments and provide clear reports as new information becomes available. Stay informed, stay prepared, and thank you for watching Daily Visa News.